Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I'm so grateful, as always, that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting on my channel. I really appreciate the support. In this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about the uniqueness of INFJs and how, yes, we are unique, obviously, in certain ways, but it doesn't mean that we're unique in every shape, form, every single item on this planet. And it really surprises me when people message me with questions about our uniqueness. And I think to myself, I don't think that's specifically related to us being an INFJ, but I think that's related to a lot of human beings on this planet. And I don't think if you're an INFJ, that only applies to you. A couple of examples that I want to mention is an individual asking me if INFJs were the only ones on this planet who were, or is it because he's an INFJ that he has such unique taste in music? And I was thinking to myself, I don't specifically, it might be the fact that, he's an INFJ, so he's able to have or be open to the idea of exploring new music, and we are obsessed with music in general as INFJs. So it might be perhaps related to that slightly, but mostly, I don't think that it has to do with INFJness, right? A lot of people on this planet, no matter what their type, are obsessed with music. They're audiophiles. And I met a lot of ENTPs and ENFPs and INTPs who are obsessed with music as well and who have unique tastes in music. So again, I didn't think that that was necessarily related, but I think this is the sense that I get, that INFJs, because once we realize that we are INFJs and we're unique and special, suddenly we want to connect everything to that uniqueness. We want to connect everything to that specialness. The same thing was with the example of vivid dreams. Someone asked me, is it because we're an INFJ that we have vivid dreams? And I thought to myself, maybe, of course, it has to do with the fact that, yes, our imagination is powerful and we spend a lot of time in our head, but that's only part of the reason. And I think a lot of people on this planet probably have extremely vivid dreams, perhaps more so than us, especially if they're creative beings or if they are doing a lot of lucid dreaming or if they're doing work on that stuff. Who knows what kind of people are out there. And so I really want us to step back away from this idea that everything that we do as INFJs, everything that we do or we are is related to our INFJness. Again, I don't want to emphasize this point over and over again, but I really want you guys to hear this. It's just 4 letters. It's just really 4 letters that describe you. Yes, of course, it's a powerful thing. And the fact that we know who we are all of a sudden is so empowering that we want to connect all the dots, right? We want to connect every part of our essence to those 4 letters. But again, I want you guys to step back away from this idea that everything is related to you being an INFJ. It's not. A lot of your personality, not a lot, but I would say 30 to 40% of your personality has also to do with the fact that your environment is different, that you live in a unique environment, that you've had unique life experiences, you've come from unique different places, your DNA is unique, and there's so many experiences, things that have happened to you that have not happened to anyone else. And your total structure is very unique as well. Your physical, mental, spiritual structure. Your past lives are probably very unique as well, if you believe in that stuff. There's so much stuff happened in the past that you don't know about, but that also affects you still. Your ancestors affect you. And so there's a lot of stuff going on in the background, in our subconscious and our unconscious, in our past lives. Things that we're not aware of that are also playing a role in who we are as an individual right now. The first step, obviously, in order to figure out who you are, is to realize that you're an INFJ. So once you realize you're an INFJ, okay, cool. That's one piece of the puzzle. That's just one little piece of the puzzle, though. And that's something that you can use in order to learn more about yourself and obviously learn more about the world in general. But again, you have to come back and step back within yourself and realize, all right, cool. So now I know I'm an INFJ and I've kind of discovered a few pieces of the puzzle for myself. Now I have to go a step further, right? And you have to move past the INFJness. You have to move past those 4 letters and try to figure out who you truly are in different manners, shapes, and forms. through meditation, journaling, reflection, etc. So one piece of the puzzle is INFJ, and I think it's a very important piece of the puzzle, especially for us, because we find, as I've said before, we find that we are so alone and we feel so unique and weird and quirky and different and isolated because of it. And so once we discover this community and this thing that we are a part of, all of a sudden we get ecstatically happy, and this is the only thing that matters anymore. And which is great. You can spend your time in that phase for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, whatever it might be. But eventually you have to step out of it, because again, it's just a box that you place yourself into. And we don't want to do that to ourselves, because we're way too big and we're way too powerful beings to be placed into a tiny little box made of 4 letters, right? And so as soon as you realize, all right, cool, I've gotten everything that I can, I've squeezed everything out of this INFJ thing, I know everything about it as much as possible, I need to go beyond that now. And then the next step, obviously, in your spiritual awakening journey is to move past it and realize, okay, what are the other things that I can learn about myself which is not related to my INFJness? If you have vivid dreams, it might be related to that, but probably not. And then you have to think about, how do you spend your day? Do you eat a lot of spicy foods before you go to sleep? What kind of dreams are they? What is the theme or the pattern that's repeated over and over again in these dreams? And how can you use that in order to understand your subconscious, unconscious a little bit better? Because obviously your dreams are all about that, right? And so that's, again, another step. That's the reason I do a lot of dream work. I sit down every morning after I wake up and I try to remember my dream. And I think about, what is it all about? Why did I dream that? What is my unconscious trying to figure out? What is the puzzle piece that is missing here, right? That's one of the things you can focus on. Again, of course, meditation is a big one, to peel off all the layers and to figure out what your true being, your true spirit is all about, what your soul wants to do on this planet rather than sitting around and watching Netflix. And so, of course, that's another big part of it. That'll bring a lot of puzzle pieces to light. And again, reflection, journaling, spending a lot of time on your own in solitude and silence, and figuring out, what do I like? What do I want to do? What does my spirit or soul like to do? What am I truly here to do? What are the different puzzle pieces that I'm missing still, relationship-wise or life purpose-wise or self-actualization-wise? There's so many things to figure out about your soul, about your spirit. And if we just restrict ourselves to the idea of being an INFJ, I feel like we're really restricting ourselves into a very tiny box, which is a good box to be in, and it's very enlightening and it's comfortable. But after a while, it's going to get suffocating, and you're going to realize that it's not enough anymore. And I am not saying that all of the videos that I've done on INFJs are useless and, I wasted all my time. No, I love all of that stuff, and I've learned so much from it. I've learned so much from you guys, and I'm going to keep on doing videos on INFJs because it's so fascinating to me how much I learned about myself based on those 4 letters. But I also want you guys to remember that's just, again, only 4 letters. And I've said this over and over and over again in different videos, because I realize, because of our obsessiveness, because of the way we are as INFJs, we get obsessed with an idea. And once we figure out we're an INFJ, we get obsessed with our INFJness, with the idea that we're an INFJ, that idea that finally we're part of a group that matters, that is different, that's unique, and it's okay, right? And I like that. And that's one of the reasons I started doing these videos, is because I want you guys to have that feeling of belonging and realization that you're all right, you're okay, you have nothing wrong with you, you're not crazy or insane, you're just an INFJ. Once you have that realization, though, and once you learn about yourself, I want you guys to step forward and onward beyond these 4 letters and learn more about yourself. Because there's a lot of learning, a lot of growth that is going to happen after that. It's not just these 4 letters and that's it, you're done for life. I want you guys to keep on learning and growing, because that's where you're going to really realize, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing with my life. This is how I'm supposed to make an impact on this planet. This is how I'm supposed to contribute to the universal consciousness. Whatever your thing might be, this is how I'm supposed to practice religion or practice faith, if that's your thing. And so that is what the next steps are, right? I don't want you guys to get stuck in that quicksand of learning more about an INFJ and being an INFJ and I'm an INFJ and that's the only thing that matters. It's not the only thing that matters. It's one of the puzzle pieces. It's one of the things that matters, but it's not the only one. And so I really want you guys to think about this idea. And if you are getting too enamored with the idea of being an INFJ, I want you guys to step away from that. It's okay. You're still an INFJ. That's not going to go away. You're still going to remain an INFJ until you change, perhaps drastically, which is very rare. But you're still going to be an INFJ. But I want you guys to explore other facets of your personality and your characteristics. There's so much more to you than just those 4 letters, right? I hope this makes sense. I hope I was able to explain myself to you guys. It is sometimes difficult because once you first discover, that you're an INFJ, you're so excited about it. And I was in the same boat. I've been doing these videos for 2 years now. And so you can realize I am extremely excited to learn more about myself in this manner. But the next step has to occur. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck in a little box. And I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want myself to do that either. If you have any questions about this or any other topics that I've spoken about, please email me. My email address is in the description below. Do not contact me on Facebook or Instagram with questions. If you just want to say hello, that's fine. If you just want to be like, I love your videos, that's totally fine as well. But if you have any questions specifically, please email me. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.